Hey ho, what's up crypto universe? It's me, Eugene Tay on Rock the Block Live. Well, today's 3 headline news. The first up is probably a big deal and something that you guys might have heard of in the recent weeks. A lot of countries are now acting up, releasing up new bills and regulations and policies. The G20 countries are now getting together to combat money laundering and also to find a way to tax you on your digital assets, cryptocurrencies basically. So they're going to gather around next year, and it's likely that in 2020 the regulations will be in place. Well, there's no surprise there. We all know they're going to come with us with taxation. The question is how, and is it fair? Some of us do not like to pay tax. Some of us think that taxation is theft. Unfortunately, there's only 2 things that are certain in life: death and taxes. If you can escape from one at least of the 2, well, thumbs up to you. Let us know how. I know Jeff Berwick is not paying taxes. He's the guy who's really against taxation, and if you get a chance, go and check him out. He's really a great guy, well-spoken as well, and very much anti-fads, okay? So I'm a big fan of his as well. This is coming out very closely along the news of US SEC coming after crypto influencers, and that's why Ian Balina is now declaring his income. Well, it's always safer to declare your income. I know in Singapore, a lot of us are trying to declare our crypto income. However, there is no framework right now to allow us to pay taxes. So I think at least on that part, we are kind of safe because we have kind of declared. Okay, it's those who are trying to hide their earnings, that's where really the government and the IRS will come down after you. Also with Japan FSA regulating on ICOs, Singapore itself releasing a new guideline on ICO issuance, as well as Malaysia, who has just released new crypto regulations for Q1 of 2019. Now we all know this is going to come sooner or later. We just didn't expect them to come in a full battalion all at the same time. So I think you can kind of see that all the countries are working together and it's a collaborated communal effort.
Teamwork. Oh, brother. We can do anything when we have teamwork.
The question really is, are you going to work with them or not? As with any market, even in the traditional sense, you have ways of hiding your wealth, right? Panama Papers, hint, hint. I think in a decentralized world, you're going to get people who will play by rules, but at the same time, Satoshi's original decentralized vision might just be pushed further underground with people who are pure to what it stands for, not wanting to partake in this more regulated environment. And they still will thrive really in that underground way. But I think if you're talking about where the big money is coming from retail investors and the rest of the majority of the playing field is going to put in your money, unfortunately, that's where regulators will really start to earn their dollars and cents. Whether we'll see the heydays of the $800 billion cryptocurrency market coming back very soon, I highly doubt it. The thing about regulations is it protects people, but it also kind of stall innovation and slows things down. So it's really interesting to see how this decentralized world will go up against regulated world, and I think 2019 will be interesting, though I am not quite bullish that the market will see the resurgence of cryptocurrency like it did back in 2017. Sirin Labs, wow, coming up at number 2 on the list. Sirin Labs has finally launched their $999 Finney phone. The first, or arguably the first cryptocurrency phone, crypto-friendly phone, blockchain phone. The other being HTC Exodus. But what's really cool or uncool about the Finney phone is that it raised a lot of money on the ICO sale last year, and now it has Lionel Messi fronting it as the ambassador, talking about the Finney phone. Besides it being on the blockchain, what's really cool is that it comes in with a built-in cold storage wallet, a debt ecosystem, and it allows you to trade, buy, sell Ethereum and Bitcoin through the phone itself and not necessarily on any exchange. The features of the phone isn't anything to be laughed at either. It comes with a 12 megapixel rear camera, 6 megapixel front camera, 6-inch touchscreen, 6GB memory, and 128GB storage memory, which puts it in the same league as the iPhone XS. Well, it's really going to be hard to go up against the likes of Samsung or Apple, but it seems clearly Finney and possibly HTC have the first mover advantage in creating the blockchain phone. And if blockchain really takes off in the way like we all think it might, well, then there's only two other brands that you would go to if you're not on Samsung and Apple, and which is Finney and HTC as Zodas. But looking at how slow and sluggish the market is, it might be a few more years before the Finney phone actually get the traction it wants to. And by then, we may have the Finney next version 2, version 3, or God even forbid. In the telecoms market, it's not so much first mover advantage, but really who can make it better and cheaper. Before we know it, we might see a third generation smart blockchain phone hitting the market in time for the market to recover, knocking Finney out of the early race. Now, what I'm really interested to know is how much did Lionel get paid for this? After all, when you raise money on ICO, it's investors' money paying Lionel Messi to shout out about the phone. Now, if Lionel knows anything about the blockchain and can be as impressive as William Shatner, who knows his shit, I might actually be impressed by that. But chances are, Lionel, he's better at football and taking big paycheck, and I'm not sure he's the right person to talk about the phone.
But you know how I feel about this. They're animals, Jim.
There is an historic opportunity here.
Don't believe them. Don't trust them.
You know what? You might as well just call us from Rock the Block to talk about your Finney phone. It might have better traction, I think. No. Realistically, I think Lionel still have more hits than we do. Third on the list and the most important headline news is on successful use case of the blockchain and cryptocurrency. And it is proven by none other than SpankChain. Alright, yeah, well, I mean, talk about pornography is always going to be something that would get people to sit up and listen. And to know that SpankChain actually proved that blockchain and cryptocurrency can work, now that's a double win for me. Previously, we spoke about SpankChain being hacked, but it turns out that the hackers actually returned the money out of guilt and got rewarded in the process. Wow. That's amazing. Right now, SpankChain has raised $6 million in the 2017 ICO and has more than 6,000 active users and has paid out roughly about say $2K in cryptocurrency to 31 webcam models since its launch in April. Talk about user acquisition. Now, this is a company that has built a product, gave out cryptocurrency, and acquired users. How many of you legit companies out there have that many active users? Several freelance performers have come out to declare that they have earned more than on traditional platforms, non-blockchain platforms. Girls like River Sunshine and Molly May Meow say that they have been webcamming for 5 and 6 years respectively on mainstream porn sites, but now they make more in a 30-day period compared to the 3 other different mainstream sites. And this is probably because SpankChain charges performers only 5% of their earnings compared to 50% on the mainstream sites. Wow. Wow, that's a huge saving there because you cut out the middleman and everything about decentralization, I suppose, and the draw of cryptocurrency to make things more anonymous. But how do I know all this? Well, I am forced to put myself in a position to actually watch porn sites to research this for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this piece of news. And if you like my sacrifice and you want to tell the world about that, like, share, subscribe. Find us on our social media platform. Find us on website rocktheblock.live where you can get more information on Satoshi's quest. If you're not part of that team and you consider yourself a crypto guy, shame on you. Go check us out and solve those puzzles. There's a Bitcoin waiting for you at the end of the game. Well, my name is Eugene Tay. That's all the news I have for you today. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video.